Hey guys, it's your girl Viv. I hope everyone's doing safe and well. Today my video is going to be about how I quit smoking, 3 reasons why you probably smoke throughout the day, and tips on how you can quit smoking. As usual, we're going to kickstart this video off with a quote. The quote for today's video is going to be by Warren Buffett. Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. So the first part of the video is how I quit smoking. The first time I tried a cigarette was when I was 14. Sorry, mom and dad. Love you guys.
I just threw myself under the bus here.
By the time I was 17, I was smoking a pack a day, and that continued throughout 18 and then stopped around mid-19. It's that... Here, bro. Looking back, I realized the reasons why I was smoking. I wasn't hanging around the right crowd. I had too much time on my hands. I was depressed, stressed out, and I was not living up to my full potential. I feel like the turning point for me was when I became vegan and started going to the gym. The reason I say this is because when I became vegan, I started realizing more about my body. I started feeling the food I was eating. I became a little bit more healthy, so I was more careful with what I was putting into my body, and anything I was putting into my body, I could truly feel it, and was questioning myself more every time I smoked. Every time I would smoke for the next 3 days, I could feel that weight on my body. I could feel the strain it was putting on my lungs, and it was really hindering my success at the gym and the results that I wanted to achieve. So obviously that was something that really pushed me towards the right direction, to a better lifestyle and being able to quit smoking. Another thing that really helped me was I got a better job. So I got a job in the city with people that didn't smoke. Actually, no one at my job smokes. And also I got a job in a clothing store where the clothing that I have to wear obviously is very nice clothing. It's expensive clothing, and I'm talking to people all day at a luxury retail store. So I obviously don't want to have bad breath while I'm talking to customers. I also don't want to have a bubble of smoke, that smell around me. So the first couple months starting at Ralph Lauren, I would just smoke a cigarette at the end of the day as opposed to 3 or 4 during the day. Lastly, to tie everything together, was self-discipline. So after work, I was having a cigarette every single day, and I would tell myself, you went all day without having a cigarette. What does this last tiny part of the day matter? If you went all day without it, why would you ruin everything just to have this one cigarette? The stressful day is already done. You're gonna go home, you can take a bath, you can take a shower, you can get in bed, you can be comfortable, eat some food, watch a movie. Why do you need a cigarette now? So that's when self-discipline came in, that's when habits came in, and habits take 21 days to form. So every single day for 21 days, I tried not to have a cigarette after, and it got easier and easier with every time I said no. So I boiled down the reasons you want to smoke into 3 different things: habit, boredom, and stress. All right, so let's break this down. Habit. You probably wake up in the morning and have a cigarette, or you enjoy a cigarette after your morning coffee, or after every single meal. Whatever the case is, it's habit, it's a routine. That's one of the reasons. So how to work on your habit? I'm just gonna give an example. Me personally, I would love to smoke after a big meal. I felt like it settled down the meal. I felt more calm. I felt like it would just really complete the meal. Don't know why, that was me personally. So what I started doing is I would feel like a cigarette, I would want a cigarette, and I would lean towards ordering a dessert, or I would lean towards ordering a coffee, or I would lean towards chewing a piece of gum. So in other words, after a big meal, instead of having a cigarette, I would redirect my attention to a more constructive habit that would help me in the long run, as opposed to smoking a cigarette. So as I said, washing the dishes and cleaning the kitchen right after you eat to distract your mind. Maybe chew a piece of gum, maybe have a piece of candy, whatever it is, a little tiny change in your routine, a little tiny change in your habit, so that your brain no longer craves a cigarette after a meal. It will crave whatever else you are doing. Second one, boredom. So you have too much time on your hands. You're obviously going to want to go smoke. My suggestion to you is find a constructive hobby, either going to the gym, cleaning your room, sewing, knitting, drawing, anything. Whenever you feel bored, like you just want to have a cigarette, do something else. Tell your mind to do something else, and once again, that's when self-discipline comes into play. Maybe something stressful happened to you. Maybe you have a presentation at school and now you're freaking out and now you want to have a cigarette. Whatever the case may be, you're anticipating something, you're fearful, you're stressed out. You need to know yourself. You need to know how to calm yourself down. Take deep breaths, and I know how stupid that sounds. I know how generic that sounds. Seriously. Take a deep breath, okay? Just breathe in and breathe out, and realize the reason you also like smoking is because you have a couple minutes to yourself just to breathe. Just to breathe. You take long inhales, long exhales, and it's calming. So do that without the cigarette. All right, so we went through the 3 reasons why you're probably smoking throughout the day: habit, boredom, and stress. Now we're going to go into how to quit. I think the only way you can do anything in life is if you have a really good motive, something that really motivates you, something that keeps you to it every single day. You need to find what it is for you. Maybe it's you have a kid and you want to show your kid a good example. Did you know that if parents smoke, a kid is more likely to smoke because he sees that they're comfortable with it? You look at your parents as superheroes and you think of them as unstoppable, you think of them as indestructible. That's subconsciously in your mind. So if you're looking up to them and they're fine, their life, they're doing it, you don't realize as a kid that you're going to be more susceptible to smoking in the future. Maybe it's that you want better teeth, better skin, better health. Whatever it is, find a good enough motive. Also, something really important you should do is calculate how much money you're spending on cigarettes every single day, every single week, every single month, and every single year. It comes out to a lot. Think about something that you want right now that you're constantly saying you want to buy, or that you constantly saying that you want to do and that you can't do because you don't have enough money for it. And a lot of people say, well, of course, if I wasn't spending it on, cigarettes, I'd be spending it on something else. So at the end of the year, I wouldn't even have that much either. Well, that's up to you. If you want to start a little tiny savings account in your bank, right? Every time you feel like smoking, or if every single morning you'd buy a pack of cigarettes, put those $15 away into that savings account. That will also get you motivated. Just seeing that in your bank account, the $15 one day, then it's $30, then it's $45, and more and more and more. And you see that, and that's a motivation. Every time you want to smoke, you'll just remember this money could go to something bigger. So if I had to give just one big tip, it would definitely be start being more active. Go to the gym, start doing a sport, and take it seriously. Don't just do it as a hobby. Set goals for yourself. When you're active, exercising, moving around, your brain literally produces and releases hormones that make you feel good and chemicals that make you feel good throughout the body, right? When you feel that high, you're going to feel so good that you're not going to want to lower down to the level of vibration and energy that smoking is. Over time, if you exercise every single day or 3 times a week and have a cigarette after that, you're going to feel and be aware of what it's doing to your body. When you're not moving around and you're just in the same routine, you don't even understand what the smoke is doing to your body because you're so used to it. So working out will really help you in that way. Also, a common known fact is that you are the 5 people you surround yourself with. So look at the people you're around. If they're people that smoke, if they're people that drink, that's what you are. Try to find people that will show you the confidence and show you the way out of your old lifestyle and your old habits. All right, and lastly, and probably more importantly, I want you guys to know that the brain is a tool. It can use you, or you can use it as a tool when it's needed. You are the creator of your own life. If you are constantly smoking at a certain time of the day, certain hour with certain people, right, your brain is going to already automatically tell you to start smoking. Once you've already told yourself that you're ready to quit smoking, that's when it gets a little bit tricky. Your brain is still set in an old routine and an old habit. So my ultimate tip to you is every single time you see yourself about to smoke, you're about to cave in, you've put in all the hard work, now you just really, really want to have that cigarette. Picture yourself at a beginning of a field, right? At the end of the field, there's 2 different lifestyles. There's a whole new life for you, success, there's the confidence that you were able to quit something that is so hard to quit. You've proved to yourself that you can do anything you put your mind to. And the other field is the same day, the same routine, the same people over and over and over, right? All right, this is the life you could have if you quit smoking. This is the life you do have, and that you will have. Now, the field is full of snow. You can either go down this pathway, which is your life. It's already cleared out. You can just go straight there, easy way, breeze, nice walk there, right? Or you can go down this pathway, full of snow, it has not been touched. That's a different pathway in your brain that you can start creating. To create that pathway, you need to go down that pathway 21 times, right? It's gonna be harder, it's gonna be a struggle. So every single time you're about to cave in, remember, who am I? What am I doing this for? I'm gonna be letting me down. At the end of the day, no one else cares if you quit smoking. Literally, no one cares, you're only letting yourself down. Ask yourself, do I wanna go down this easy pathway? Or do I want to challenge myself and go down this pathway, and at the end it's going to give me so much more reward than this way? Now remember, every single time you take this pathway, you erase what you did on this pathway. Every single day you don't go down that pathway, it just starts building up snow, and it gets harder and harder and harder. If you go 21 consecutive days or 21 consecutive times that you're at the crossroad, that path will be clear and it's going to be easier to go down that path, and then eventually you're going to want to go down that path. It's the same thing with your brain. Alright guys, so now we know habit, boredom, and stress is what you need to look out for throughout the day. You need to pinpoint your weaknesses, get to know yourself, get to know when you crave a cigarette, why you crave a cigarette. Once you know yourself better, you'll know to tell yourself no, as opposed to not knowing, not thinking twice about it. You're just creating that habit once again. So question yourself every single time you smoke. And motive, find a good enough motive to keep yourself going when times get hard. And then the crossroads, keep picturing the crossroads. Keep picturing you either letting yourself down or proving to yourself who you can be and what you can do with your life. Also, if you want, you can literally take a picture of lungs, the ones that are all full of
chemicals and that are black and coal in them.
Honestly, take that picture and put it as your background. Every single time you open up your phone, you're gonna see those lungs, and just know that those are your lungs in a couple of years. That was kind of a gross tip, but that's also a tip there for you. Also, a quick tip is tell your friends about it. Tell your friends that you want to quit smoking. Tell your family you want to quit smoking. Put a timeline to it. Once you tell other people, they can hold you accountable. And if you feel like you don't want to tell people, it's probably because you don't believe it'll ever happen. So figure out, why do I not believe it will never happen? Why do I not want to tell people? It's because I don't believe in myself, because I can't prove myself. See, so you need to prove to yourself that you can do it. You need to gain self-confidence. Like I said, going to the gym can start creating self-confidence. I really do wish you a lot of success, and I do wish that you will be able to quit smoking, because it's a lot better, this lifestyle, than the lifestyle I was leading before with smoking. If you notice, successful people don't smoke. They just don't. People that build themselves from the bottom up do not smoke. It ties back to that famous question, do they live that lifestyle because they're rich, or are they rich because they live the lifestyle? The answer is they are rich because they live that lifestyle, okay? So create a good lifestyle, the money will come, the spouse you want will come, the looks that you want will come. It always boils down to your mindset, guys. I really do wish you guys a lot of success on your journey to a better lifestyle. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Don't forget to check out my eco-friendly clothing brand. I'm going to link it down below, VentasiApparel.com. Check it out. I'm wishing you motivation and sending positive vibes your way. Stay safe, everybody.
Bye!